Hello, folks. I was watching this video. I don't like to talk about too much of uh, stuff that go outside of video games or tabletop games. But I feel like this video is very relevant to the discussion that I was having on my last video. So I guess I'm going to make a bit of a react to it. Also, I have a lot to disagree with on Asmongold on this, so I think it would be fun.
Google has decided to change their culture. Uh-oh.
Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai announcing this big
Now,
company.
first of all, I'm pretty skeptical about Google changing their culture. Very skeptical about it, because Google, the people who work at Google, like the owners of Google, are pretty megalomaniacal. So I am, forgive me for being skeptic, let's put it like that. I mean, they literally want to own the internet, right?
Reorganization in a new memo.
They want to monopolize the internet and maybe even computers, but
Consolidating teams to help develop AI products more quickly, but he also hinted at a new type of workplace.
which is interesting because Google fucking sucks at doing AI. All of their AIs, literally every single AI made by Google, fucking sucks. Every time, I remember, dude, every single time that they change the algorithm for YouTube, they make a new bot or some kind of thing that is going to flag and ban videos. It's it's almost as if they're throwing the hyenas at people, to hunt them for sport, because they pretty much ban everyone randomly. People get shadow banned, and it's fucking bizarre to see.
Place culture for Google. Deirdre Bosa has the details in today's Tech Check. Hey, Dee.
Hey, Carl, good morning. So let me give you a bit of context. Google has really been the poster child of cuddly tech culture,
Yes,
kombucha on
they
tap,
They
masseuses on
are.
staff. That's the softer side of it. But also, for many years, it tolerated an openness for employees to bring
Excuse me, bit of a cough.
social, political causes to work, mix ethics and business.
I was just cleaning the house right now, so the dust is sparkling, just floating around my room and causing me the worst allergies.
Its founding mantra, even in a big.
Because it never conflicted with their money. That's the reason.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Google political stances 1000% conflicted with their money. How many money did they lost because of woke politics? How many customers they lost because they were pushing draconian weird shit, weird political establishment stuff, right? They lost fucking billions because of that shit, bro.
Why they did it. It never got in the way of the money.
Example of this, don't be evil. But we are
Right.
increasingly seeing a tougher Google and a tougher Sundar Pichai at the top, necessitated perhaps by this increasingly competitive race in AI. Pichai just sent a note to employees.
It's got nothing to do with AI. It's got to do with the fact that, well, actually, it does have to do with AI. That's actually not true.
I'm not sure it has anything to do with AI. I guess the only thing that it has to do with AI is that woke people suddenly decided that they don't like progress anymore. Progressives. I mean, to be honest, progressives was always more they weren't very progressive to begin with. They were usually cheering for, this is the funny thing about progressives and conservatives. Conservatives, despite their name, they want to, they want a lot of innovations. Sometimes a little more than they should. And progressives are the opposite. They call themselves progressives, but really what they want is just regress. They want to go back to the times before Christianity, which is fucking 2,000 years ago, bro. That doesn't seem very progressive, but it's their label, right? It's so weird and bizarre.
think she's right, but I don't know if it.
But yeah, like nowadays progressives realize they're like, oh, we don't want progress anymore. We don't want new technologies. We want to stay with the same technologies forever. Like, so bizarre.
It's for the same reason that I'm thinking of. I think the reason why is because in order to be successful with using AI, you have to be unethical.
That's totally not true. That's like 100% not true. Like, I guess what he's saying. No, I don't understand what the fuck he's saying. Like, what is anti-ethical about using AI? There's like literally nothing wrong about using AI. Like the only instance where I can see that AI is like unethical is when you are cloning people's voices without their consent and using said cloned voices for paid projects like video games and movies and videos or series, and you're not paying any kind of royalty to the original owner of that voice, if he is still alive, and you certainly do not ask like for any kind of like legal consent from that person to use their voice, right? So I guess like that's like literally the only instance where that could be. Oh yeah, and there's also like deep fakes. But like so far I have never seen anyone using deep fakes to like steal someone's image. So I don't know what Asmongold is talking about like this with this.
And in order to do that, you don't want to have a business full of conscientious objectors. You don't want to have a business full of complainers.
Conscientious subjectors. Does he mean like objective moralists? Like subject moralists? I think that's what he means, right? People who believe that morality is subjective, right? Which is basically to say that morality doesn't exist, but whatever.
So, and also like they're doing business with like these companies or these countries, like offering like helping like the Israeli military. Yeah, people are going to get pissed. And so it's not in their best interest financially to care about social issues right now. And so they just don't.
Lining.
That's not true. It was never in their financial it was never their financial interest to care about social issues at all. The reason why they did it is probably because they wanted to be part of the cabal of like Silicon Valley big techs, right? And the reason why I think they're changing is because they're losing way too much money. Like they're losing way too much fucking money to care at this point.
How he is going to streamline the business to simplify structure, improve velocity and execution. But the most interesting.
Like I feel like one wake up call to Google was ChatGPT, right? It's like there's this new AI technology. It wasn't developed by Google. Google cannot make anything slightly comparable to ChatGPT at all. And Microsoft bought ChatGPT, right? And then when they tried to make like a DALL-E, their own like version of DALL-E, they made like this like weird ass like extremely woke image generator that is like intentionally changes the gender and ethnical origins of every single person, every single famous person. Like you say like, oh, make me a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it would show like someone from Uganda, like some random strong guy from Uganda, and they would say like, this is Schwarzenegger, and like it would even do that to historical people too. So it was a disaster, and obviously nobody used it because why the fuck are you going to pay for something like imagine you go to like a to like a McDonald's and you ask for like a Big Mac and then you get served with a McChicken, and when you go to complain to the staff that, hey, like this is not my order, the staff comes to you and say, yes, I know that this is not your order, but I think that you're too fat to be eating Big Macs, so we intentionally change your order for a McChicken because it's going to be more healthy for you, which is not, because it's McDonald's. Nothing about that fucking fast food chain is healthy. But it's literally what Google was trying to do with AI. Like, it was pathetic, and nobody wanted to have anything to do with it.
Part of his memo that came at the end
And now there's like Sweet Baby Ink stuff blowing up, too, to make it even worse.
of it. He wrote, and I'm quoting him here, "This is a business, not a place to
There it
act
is.
in a way that disrupts coworkers or makes them feel unsafe to attempt to use the company as a personal platform or fight over disruptive issues or debate politics."
And not a place to act in a way that disrupts coworkers or make them feel unsafe. This is true. Like, we usually when we have like a cabal of like leftists, and this is more like toward like the left, they usually try to hijack the company, basically. Like they try to basically use the system against people who disagree with their opinions, even like regardless of like they're like it's usually like the woke, like more woke like American leftist kind of like the Democrats and feminists and all of that stuff. What is this guy in chat saying? AI equal actually just Indians. What the fuck are you talking about? Is it because like their AI was changing people to be Indian? I don't understand what the guy's going with. Like chatters are so fucking weird, dude. Anyway, yeah, like I heard some reports. I don't know if they're true, but like I heard some reports about people like working at Wizards, and it's like Wizards of the Coast, and apparently like some people are like they're literally turning the company into like an echo chamber, and if like they're basically going like Big Brother like or Orwellian stuff, where everyone who has like a different opinion gets immediately shut down, and they try to like conspirate to get this person fired. It's fucking bizarre. And yeah, so like and this is kind of weird because like this is like Google admitting that was what's happening. So like maybe like that's so fucking weird.
And guys,
And that's what the guy, the CEO of Google, said.
Yeah.
And do you want to know why he said that? Because them doing that is causing him to lose money. That's
Yeah.
the only reason. I hope this is a wake-up
Too
call
much
and a
money.
reality
Losing
check.
Too much money, more money than they can afford to lose. It's not just money. Money is vague. Everyone loses money, but losing too much of it is just scary.
For all of these people that actually think any of these Silicon Valley, any of these companies that exist for the sole purpose of making money actually care about your little pet social issue.
yeah, like,
they don't give a
fucking
fuck
shit.
about that. They just want to make money.
Yeah.
And because you're so stupid and you're so fixated on these little social issues, they know that if they use those social issues, they can hoodwink you into giving them money. And that's why they do it.
this was a not
To be honest, I don't think that works very well in their favor. Because the people who are like woke are actually a minority. So I don't think they're getting like a lot of money by doing this, like at all. Like that's not like a good propaganda. It's not a good look for the company. In fact, I think it's a bad look for the company. Again, I think that the reason why they did it is because they wanted to be part of the Silicon Valley cabal.
so veiled not.
They
nothing to
never
do with money.
cared. This was always their
advertising.
policy. It's just that it didn't need to be until now.
What happened earlier this week, a group of Google employees, they staged a sit-in across
No tag for Israel's apartheid. Work for genocide. What?
a number of Google offices, including one literally inside of Cloud CEO Thomas Kurian's office at headquarters. They were protesting a more than $1 billion
Yeah, this is what happens when the woke people try to revolt against the woke company, like the woke company that they work at, they get immediately fired. Because it's like, oh, so you're saying that like you don't want to work for us anymore? Like you're not going to be productive for us anymore? And you're going to complain every time you feel like you disagree with us? Well, then we just don't want you working for us then. You're not going to be productive and lucrative for us. So get fired. They don't give a fucking shit about their employees. They never did. Like
Israeli government cloud contract. But instead of hearing them out or dropping the contract like Google did back in 2018 with the Pentagon AI.
Also, what the fuck are these people wearing? They look so bad. Dude, Americans, I don't know, man. Americans dress so fucking weird. You guys dress weird.
Contract in response to employee blowback.
Like, you guys dress like shit, to be honest. Like, this dude with a mask unironically looks like a terrorist. Like, he looks like an urban terrorist.
Google instead
So
nearly
shitty.
immediately fired nearly 30
Yeah,
of
this
the
is what
employees
happens.
involved in
And I
that.
bet all the rest of them stopped doing that shit. You think that?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, like this is like literally you get what you get what you serve. It's like if you preach for shutdowns and cancel culture, well, guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to get shut down and canceled. Big surprise.
Actually gave a fuck about Israel or about Palestinians?
No. They don't care about
Bro,
people.
some people today are so stupid.
They are.
It's sad.
It is.
Where do they come from?
Sit in.
They come from their mother's womb. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about?
And Pichai's memo now underscoring this point that this is a business, i.e. don't bring
Yeah.
your social causes to work. That
That's
is certainly
right.
a departure of the Google we've known for the last few decades. To further put this in context, look at Meta's announcements yesterday.
Here's the thing. I think we're seeing a lot of people turn on LGBT issues in America, which is a really bad thing. I'm a huge supporter of that. But I think that we're seeing a big shift. Big shift. And no, it's not. No, y'all
I feel like there is a little bit of like a betrayal on these people's part, like on the woke people, right? Because it's like it like the way propaganda works is like a fountain. The water comes from the sprinkles from the top of the fountain, and then it goes down. It doesn't go like from bottom to the top. So like usually the things that woke people preach are things that are coming from like rich people and politicians. Not the other way around. Now that these people are trying to like actually like preach what big companies should believe in, the companies are feeling like their useful idiots are suddenly being disobedient. Like, because like Biden is not pro Palestine. Biden is pro Israel, right? And so is like some of the people at Europe as well, right? The European left.
am I the only one that's seeing?
So it's like, you know, you were supposed to be pro Israel. Why the fuck are you guys being pro Palestine? Right? You are betraying your leaders, and they are, you know, like by their own like logic, their own ideology and personal philosophy. They are betraying. Like they are the ones betraying because, you know, Mussolini would say, right? The only freedom that matters is the freedom of the state, and they're not agreeing with the opinion of the state. So they are the ones betraying, not the other way around. By their own word field.
This? Are y'all seeing this too, or is it just me? I'm seeing it too. Yeah, I'm seeing it. There's a big shift for all.
Oh yeah, and then there's also AI, right? Because it's like they were supposed to support AI. They were supposed to be pro AI. They were supposed to be in favor of AI. They were the ones who were supposed to say that AI is just a different kind of human, Remember, like there's like this game which was kind of a flop. I mean, I don't know if it was a flop, but it's a game that nobody remembers nowadays, called Detroit Becomes Human. And the whole point of this game was, by the way, like this game was like a huge psyop. It was basically just political propaganda. And the whole point of the game was to say that AI like is human, that robots are human beings who have feelings, just like us, who think and can live as humans just as we do, and who deserve human rights. Right? It's basically like a transhuman kind of idea, which is what they were supposed to believe in. And it's not just this movie. There's also like the movie from Steven Spielberg called AI. Which is... Oh, this actor was really good, by the way. This little kid was really good at acting. The whole point of this movie, it was like to be Pinocchio, but the Pinocchio was a robot with artificial intelligence. Right? So you were supposed to look at a robot and not see like a machine, but rather see a human being. And the movie is like extremely emotional. It makes it feel as if this robot who has no feelings but thinks he does, to go through hardship and suffering, when in reality, like, a robot cannot go through hardship or suffering because they don't have emotions, right? This is what was supposed to be the rhetoric, and they're not following it, right?
Wow, yeah. Okay. All right. So it's not just me. Not everybody, but all right. All right. All right. I'm not crazy.
In fact, they're going the opposite way, right? Because they're saying that, oh, AI is bad. Oh yeah, I should probably move like my camera so that it's not on top of Aslan's. There it is. So like, yeah, like the rhetoric was supposed to be like that. AI is human, and you should treat it as a human being because it has feelings. And you wouldn't want to be treated as a machine. You would want to be treated as a human, and blah 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 blah. But what they're actually preaching is that AI is this like imposter who tries to act like it's human, try to pretend like it's human, but in reality would be just supposedly stealing shit. And both narratives are completely and utterly wrong. AI is just a fucking tool. That's it. It's just like, it's literally just a tool. It's just an algorithm.
I guarantee you that if the public sentiment against LGBT gets worse and it turns out to be like most people don't like it anymore, you know what you're going to stop seeing? Rainbow Pride Month flags.
You don't even have to go that far. They already do that in Arabian countries. They don't put like like the rainbow flag on like Arabian Nike or Arabian McDonald's or whatever. They don't do that because they know that they're going to get lynched by the Muslims.
For all of these companies, they're just going to stop celebrating it. They're going to just stop doing it because it's not popular. They all just pander. Yeah, they don't really care about any of these issues.
Correct.
They would sell gay people out to people that want to stone them and execute them for money. And then after they did it and they made a lot of money, the shareholders would vote for them to do it again.
They would. Unless it looks bad. Because if it looks bad, then they wouldn't do it.
AI assistant into its family of apps. It also announced the arrival.
But if it looks good, then they would 100% do it.
Llama 3, the next version of its open source large language model. So goalposts here, they are shifting.
Oh yeah, this is something cool about Meta. Like they're like, despite being like this weird ass like despite the fact that they're like one of the most evil companies, In a surprising turn of events, that they're actually making their AIs open source, which is so out of character for Meta. So out of character.
very quickly.
Like
And
Facebook is not open source. WhatsApp is not open source. You know what I'm saying?
Google seems to understand that it needs to get its house in order so that it can keep up or take back the lead, which some feel that
Exactly. Because, like, the thing is, as I said, I think that in order to compete with AI, they have to do things that you probably shouldn't do.
Yeah.
But the thing is
Yeah.
that if they
They're out of
don't
the
do
loop.
it,
They're out of the loop, actually. Like, Google is behind. Really behind on the AI thing.
another company
And Meta is behind. Like, even Meta is behind, dude.
will do it and they will beat them. Nobody cares about like how things happened. People only care that they happened. So if there's some Chinese company that doesn't give a fuck about any of this stuff and they create a product that's way better, everybody's going to just go start using that one.
Yep.
Nobody's going to care about like, oh, but this is unethical. Nobody gives a shit.
No.
If they did, they wouldn't have been buying phones.
No.
They wouldn't have been buying the shirts for like $6.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
given up. Now, how it impacts the financials, the stock, the race will be certainly playing out at the top
Nothing.
and bottom lines of the
No,
mega
if I was an investor, I would be happy. I would be happy because it shows that they're not going to let this shit get in the way, and they're going to
Did they misspell Google because they didn't put the E? They just put like Google. Is that a misspell?
do whatever it takes to make money. Absolutely.
apps as we have been tracking, and in particular, I will be looking for more of this kind of commentary or hints of a tougher Google, a Google on the offense, which I've been talking a lot about when it reports next week. It's Tuesday. Also reports how
The only one
That's
they're on
because they
the
have
offense
to-
against is the public.
I mean, are they like this is like weird? Are they in the offensive or are they in the defensive? Because there could be an argument for either case.
cash cow is being impacted by the competition. You can see on your screen, guys, we've got the Magnificent Seven coming up. It is going to be a very, very busy few weeks filled with lots of mentions on their AI strategies and monetization that could once again flip this race.
Yeah,
And
From these, I'm only excited to see about Tesla and Microsoft. Like those are the only ones who are like showing promise right now.
monetization that could once again flip this race.
yeah, I wanted to show that
What's up,
just
everybody?
because I thought it was funny. I think that a lot of the people that work at these companies that think that they're some kind of good person for working at one of these companies,
Yeah.
it's time for a reality check.
It
Like
is.
you were never on anybody who you think is important side.
No.
You were just on the side of the company that it was convenient for them to be on your side at the time. Am I the only one that doesn't want the companies I buy from to have any influence or say in social medias whatsoever?
By the
I
way, no, this is not going to be a wake-up call to them. Like, it's just not. Like, there is no waking up. There is no wake-up call. Like, once you're set to like a mindset, to like a lifestyle, you're going to forever stay on that fucking thing. Because it makes you feel comfortable and safe. And people are too much of cowards too. Nowadays, people are too cowardly to leave their comfort zone and safe zones or whatever the fuck.
Actually agree with you. I think that, and I've talked about this a lot. I even made a video about this, but I didn't talk about it directly. It was like a point in the video. Is that I actually really hate whenever companies get involved in social
Me
issues.
too.
The reason why I hate it is because it pollutes the social issue. It takes
That's
some
not why I hate it. The reason why I hate it is because companies are run by out-of-touch billionaires who probably aren't even human beings, who certainly don't have any feelings and don't have the maturity or responsibility or the knowledge to comment on social issues or cultural issues, because because like they're out of touch psychopathic billionaires, right? And also like you like it's like it's never is like a really good thing when billion-dollar companies start to get involved in politics. Like there was like this instance in Brazil, where like the what do you guys call the Netherlands? They invaded a piece of our a piece of our country, the Northwest, and like but it was like a private company, right? It was a private company that was extremely successful. And like the reason why they do it was like because like there was like I think like the crown, like the Portuguese crown was owning them money, so they decided on their own accord to like hire private mercenaries and just take over the island, the island, a piece of Brazilian territory. And being ruled by a private company is exactly what you would expect it to be. It wasn't the anarcho-capitalist utopia that some people on Twitter think it would be. It was more like a dictatorship. It was so fucking bad that literally like slaves were escaping from the Netherlands owned lands to the Portuguese owned lands. Um, I don't remember that at that time Brazil was already independent. I forgot. Let me ask ChatGPT because this is actually relevant. Um, okay, Brazil was not yet independent, so Brazil was still a colony from Portugal. So like, yeah, like slaves were running away from the Netherlands owned uh, parts to go to the Portuguese owned parts because the Portuguese farmers and workers would treat them better than the Netherlands. Like the Netherlands, the people in the Netherlands would treat them so shitty that they would just like escape to the other side. And um, it got so bad and so oppressive because like they would be like heartless like and soulless. Like they would ask for taxation, high taxation. They stole a lot of money. By the way, they stole a lot of like a lot of the money from the Brazilians, and they never paid back because reparations is just like non-existent, right? Um, and because like the state of Netherlands could just claim, oh, but it was a private company, it wasn't us, you know, as they usually do. Um, it got so bad to the point where like eventually, um, white Portuguese people, native Brazilians, and black people united in a force, in a military force, in a militia, so to speak, and went to war with the people at Netherlands to like make them go away, to kick them out of the colony, and they won. Thankfully, we won. And after this event, this union of like white, blacks, and natives actually became like the military. So like that was like the foundation of the Brazilian military in Brazil. It happened because a company got too powerful and started to run our country, right? So you would really not be wise or want to have your companies dictating what you should believe in, what should be your country's politics or whatever, because the moment they can become like their own personal dictatorship and start to ruling over you, they are going to do that without a single fuck, without giving a single fuck about you, your feelings, your family. Like they'll just kick you out of your property and claim it and steal it basically, right? And this after taking all of your tax money. So yeah, like don't trust Google just because they're going like, oh, we're the good guys. Like no, shut the fuck up. You're still like you're not a good guy. You are like just a company trying to make money. And this is true for all companies. Equally. Right? So yeah. I hope you guys... Well, I don't know. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's just my takes on this shit. Anyway, I'm going to call it a video. Thank you for watching, and I'll probably see you guys the next time. Goodbye.